Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to Mountain Flyer Ministry, where we keep our faith strong and our hearts open to the love of Yah. I hope you are doing well today. I can't believe that the month of May is flying by so fast, but that also means that we're almost done with this prayer journaling challenge. And so if it's been a little bit of a challenge for you, it is coming to an end. There's 14 total journal prompts for the month of May, and we are on reflection question number 10. Today's journal prompt is, what does God's best version of me do each week? I would spend some time in silence reflecting and brainstorming what God's best version of you looks like. Does it look like you getting up early in the day and doing devotionals or working out? Maybe it's you reading the Bible at a certain time each day, or even just throughout the day. Does it look like you volunteering more at church or at a charity or ministry? Does it look like you just being kind, more kind to other people, not cursing, not involving yourself in things such as gossip or slander? Does God's best version of you watch YouTube all day or watch Netflix all day? We really have to just look at ourselves and see what we can change, but at least we can get a visual and an image of what God's best version of ourselves look like while we're doing this prayer journal prompt. I'm going to do this prayer journal prompt along with you. It is May 22nd, and I'm going to do it too. The first thing I do is get like a nice warm drink. And so this is matcha tea with oat milk and a little bit of sugar. And that's just something that I'm going to enjoy while I prayer journal. And then I like to write down the date and then the journal prompt. And then I like to spend time in silence, just listening for God's response to me, asking him, what does your best version of me look like, Lord? What do I do each week that brings glory to you?
Lord, what does God's best version of me look like? What do you want me to do each week? How can I glorify you, Lord? How can I bring you glory, Lord? Each week, what am I doing?
So I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I wrote down in response to the journal prompt, what does God's best version of me do each week? And so God's best version of me is generous, not worrying too much about money, not freaking out if I tithe a little bit more. God's best version of me worships him through the playing of musical instruments. God's best version of me never uses curse words, even as a slip up. And God's best version of me knows how to manage my work life and home life and understands that as a woman, my first ministry is going to be my home and my family, no matter what I am doing in my career. God's best version of me is confident each week in leadership, in ministry, and in my God-given abilities because I choose to daily walk with Jesus Christ and I choose to daily rely on God for my strength. And God's best version of me spends time in the Word every single morning. So after I do that, I filled up the whole page, right? And so I go to the back of that same page, and now I'm just going to write a quick prayer to God to help me to become this best version of myself that I know I can be in him. So now that I'm done writing my prayer, and as you can see, it's only like half a page long. It doesn't have to be a long prayer. It just has to be sincere and from the heart, and God understands if you can't write a lot in one day. And for me, I wanted to be able to write this prayer so that when I'm struggling to do the things that God has called me to do each week, I can come back and read this prayer, and I can come back and review what I have written down. It's just a good reminder that even if future me doesn't want to do what God has called me to do, even if I don't feel like doing it in the future, past me today, May 22nd me, has already written what God's best version of me is going to do and should be doing according to the purposes that he has given me for this prayer journaling challenge. Maybe next year in May, I'm going to come back and reread all this. And so it's a really good thing for me, at least, to have something that I can come back to and refer to when I'm struggling or when I'm lacking faith in a certain direction that I'm heading into. Let's read some scriptures for this prayer journal prompt. And the first one comes from Proverbs chapter 14, verse 23. In all labor there is profit, but idle chatter leads only to poverty. Our next one comes from Proverbs again, but Proverbs 16 verses 2 and 3, which reads, all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. And the last scripture for this is going to come from 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 9. For we are God's fellow workers. You are God's field, God's building. Well, I am all done prayer journaling for today. I found that a really enjoyable process, and I pray that this video blesses you with some more insight onto how you can incorporate prayer journaling into your life, into your faith-based lifestyle. Yeah, you don't have to have a structured outline like I kind of do for my prayer journaling time. It's just my brain works in that kind of way, and if I don't have structure, then I don't stay focused. And I just really enjoy coming back to my prayer journal knowing that it's in a certain format, it's in a certain structure. That's just me. If you like to free flow and just have it however you like, that's totally fine as well. As long as you're growing closer to God, and as long as you're increasing your prayer life and enhancing that, then I think you're doing a great job, and I'm proud of you. With that being said, I will talk to you in the next video, God willing.